Welcome back to Into the Future. And today I'm just going to continue with the series which I've entitled Christ Unveiled. And today I'm also going to talk about breaking habits, which is part 2. Now, last week we managed to state a couple of facts that you see when God came looking for Adam and Eve, they had gone into hiding. All right? They'd gone into hiding. And God asked them, you know, it's so important to note this, that when God came and asked them, his major problem was who told them that they were naked. In other words, where in the world were they getting this kind of mindset that they were naked? Because you see, God had created men to be self-sufficient. He had created men to be in such a position of authority and power that he had no limitations. But now all of a sudden, this guy's now had limitations. So in his ideal mind, in his ideal world, he was thinking, where in the world did they get this kind of mindset? Where did they get this mentality from? And now I want to also explain to you what sin is. That means sin is a condition. It's not a habit. What do I mean? The Bible says that through one man's offense, death reigned. In other words, through one man's offense, sin entered into the world. Notice, this means that before you and I, before you even do anything, sin was already there. Before you were even born, sin was already there in existence. Was it a byproduct of people's actions? Not really. Sin was a condition that was already in the world that has been set in place. So you doing something wrong, that is not the problem. But the problem is, what are you doing? Why are you doing the thing that you're doing? All right? That was the problem. That is the problem. Why are you doing the thing that you're doing? You see, God is always concerned about our motives more than our actions that we do. So the reason why you do something, your motivation for doing something is totally more important than the action itself. And this is so important. Now, Jesus Christ, now, he came into the world. He said that he came so that you might have life. All right? His problem was he was not trying to make people change their habits. No. He knew the root of the problem. Remember last week I mentioned that the only way you can overcome a problem is by you getting down deep into the root of the problem. Now, the root of the habits, the root of all habits is a condition. All right? So the root of the problem is the condition. It means that, okay, fine. That means that, for instance, for you to be able to be doing what you're doing now is the result of a bigger problem. And that is the condition. All right? You know, when you understand that, okay, fine, the reason why I always find myself, I'm always drinking, and I'm not able to stop it. It's a result of a bigger problem that you have. Probably you're trying to hide from a lot of things, just like Adam and Eve. They were hiding from God. And they thought that the best way to do it was to cover themselves up. And that's what many people do today. They cover their insecurities, they cover their fear with habits. And I want to tell you something today, that you have to get to a point whereby you cover your insecurities and your fears through habits. You see, what I've just told you is this. Every time when you hear something and it liberates you, that's the truth. Remember, truth liberates. Every time when you hear the truth, you have freedom. Now you know that because okay, fine. Now because I've heard the truth, now I'm able to put myself in a position of accountability. Now I become responsible. Now because I know that, okay, this is the truth, I have accepted it. Now I am solely responsible, I'm solely accountable for every action that I do. And once you get to that point, you find that you've become liberated. See, always try by all means to stay away from fear, because fear is a byproduct of bondage. Fear, it's a warning sign that you're in bondage. Every time when you hear, because you know, when you're growing up, you hear a lot of things. You're like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. But in your head, the reason why you do those things, it's out of ignorance. And it's out of the fact that you really want to do it, because no one really ever explained the truth to you. But just as I'm doing to you right now, I'm explaining the truth to you, that the reason for all habits is a byproduct of a condition. And God came to change your condition. He did not come to change your habits. You know why? Look at this. Because when you change your condition, automatically the habits, they stop being habits anymore. Because you now have control over it. Are you getting that? You now have control over it. So this is why Christ came. Christ came so that he might change your condition, that you need him. that you become dependent, you become reliant on Him. So when you get to that point, you realize that, oh man, those habits that I used to have, they've just disappeared. They're no longer an issue for you anymore. Why? Because you've changed your condition. Now, changing your condition is very critical. Now, remember what I said. Fear is always a warning sign that you're in bondage. Every time when you look at yourself and you're afraid, that's a warning sign that you're in bondage. And so what is the aim? The aim is to get yourself the truth. Because remember what the Bible says. It says that the truth will set you free. The truth will make you free. So every time when you're afraid, every time when you're in bondage, that means you have not heard the truth concerning that thing. When you hear the truth, you will be set free. You will never be into bondage again. You'll never be controlled by the thing that you are addicted to. It's the problem. The problem is the truth. Always find ways and find means to get yourself to the truth. When you get yourself the truth, you'll be set free and you will never be in bondage again.